Hi everybody, how's it going? How's it going? Helps if I turn the sound on. You guys might be able to hear me the first couple seconds. Yeah. I'll get it down, eventually. Eventually. So, what we're going to be working on tonight, and for the next couple live streams, which I will be hosting Sundays at 8 p.m. CST, we're going to be working on the Moon Gundam. Moon Gundam. So, yeah. I'm just going to flip through this. I did go and take all the runners out of the plastic already, because that way you guys don't have to listen to the horrible crackling and fidgeting and everything else going on. So, yeah. Going to be doing this. Basically what we're going to be doing is a complete beginner's guide to this. I'm not going to be using any of my super fancy model making tools or anything like that. I'm going to be using kind of stuff that you would have around the house for a couple things like panel lining and tweezers, stuff like that you might have laying around. I'm going to be using some standard files sanding sticks, stuff like that. But it's all stuff that you can get at your local hobby shops. Most local hobby shops sell sanding sticks by the individuals, so if you don't want to buy a whole pack of them, then you don't necessarily have to. So to start that, what we're going to be using, one little sanding stick, 300 grit. I have a little bit bigger sanding stick, which is, this one is, I want to say 450. Got a 600. And then I actually have one other thing, if I can get it out. This is a piece of Tamiya 800 grit sanding paper. If you're doing an out-of-box build, it's nice to kind of go a little bit higher. This is a lot higher than I would typically go on any of my kits, but I do usually paint mine. So this allows to kind of bring back that buff and shine to the plastic, the bare plastic. So yeah, we got that for sanding materials. And then household tweezers for stickers and the such. I'm going to be using my trusty hobby knife, fresh blade. And then using a pair of just Play-Doh cheapo snips. I think these were $3. But yeah, very basic. They're not very great, but it is what a lot of people start out with. And then for panel lining, most people might think, okay, what are we using? We're using Gundam markers. We're using maybe some panel line accent. Nah, that's all too complicated. We are using a handy dandy mechanical pencil. So this right here is what we are going to build our Moon Gundam with, and we're going to make it look good. I know a lot of people, when they first start out, you don't necessarily know all the ins and outs and the tricks of the trades. So through this guide, obviously this live stream and then the following ones in the coming weeks, we're going to work through this. I'm only going to work on this while we're streaming, so that way if anyone wants to follow and come along with it, we can. Join right along. But yeah, so we're going to go through all the basics. I'm going to teach you guys number removal, some seam blending, which is where when you have two seams that connect together, you can kind of sand them and file them while the piece is together, and it helps kind of hide the seam a little bit, so you don't have that big gaping kind of seam line down on pieces. We'll do the panel lining and any stickers and stuff that goes along with it. So yeah, nothing overly exciting. If you are a more advanced modeler, still feel free to hang out, but we are going to start at the beginning here, just so that way anyone new to this or anyone looking for a little advice, we can get it there for you. I will be going through each week after the live stream and editing and uploading to YouTube. So if maybe you guys have friends that can't follow on Twitch or can't make it for the times of the streams, stuff like that, then they can definitely check it out on YouTube later on. That's Dirty Llama Models at YouTube. But yeah, so those will be up there. I'm sure there will be plenty more Ollie flybys coming with that. So alrighty, where do we start? I personally, the way I usually build stuff, I start with weapons, and then you go to backpacks. And I solely do that because there's nothing worse than you go through and you get to this phase You know, you get everything done. You got the sweet looking mobile suit, but it has none of the weapons, none of the backpacks, and you're done with it. You get weapon fatigue is what they call it. And you just not really wanting to truck on with it, you know what I mean? So, way I prevent that, I always start with the weapons. Makes it a lot simpler. They're done out of the way at the very beginning of the build, and then you can truck on with the actual fun stuff. So alrighty, let's see here. I'm going to start right. I'm going to set that up there so you can kind of see where we're going here. There we go. Start right here. Right there. Now this, I'm going to waffle on and just kind of randomly chit-chat and everything else because no one wants to see someone just sit around and remove nub marks because that is really, really boring. I don't like doing it when I'm sitting by myself. No one wants to watch it on TV. Alrighty, so we are looking for what piece? F. That's not right. I'm missing something somewhere. See, I already screwing this whole thing up. Alright, backpack. There we go. That's what we need. We need this right here. Right there's what we're looking for. Okay. So that'll work. And that is G1 and B15. So what's everyone up to tonight? What are you guys working on? Sort it down in chat. What do you have going on the bench? Alright, so we're looking for B15, which is this piece here. I'll take my nippers. I always get back away from the piece. There we go. So get back up there. Cut away from the piece there. So we got our B15, and now we need G1, 3. Ooh, I miss mac and cheese. Doing this whole keto diet thing. I miss carbs. HD Hyzak. That's actually not one I've built. I don't do a whole lot of HD kits typically though. Alrighty. Ooh, Turn X is a nice looking one. I like the Turn X. So next thing we're gonna do, after you get the piece off, obviously you can see here there's still quite a bit of the sprue on there. But I take it off a little bit closer, still leave some nub. And the reason we're doing this, for anyone that maybe isn't as advanced into it, we're doing it so that way when you cut it off, if you don't have a nice pair of nippers, like these ones are really rough, and you cut it off right next to the plastic, it'll leave stress marks. And then you have to do all kinds of extra sanding and filing to try and get rid of it. Now we're going to take our handy X-Acto knife. Just slowly kind of get it in there. Trying to do it away from myself, so I teach proper knife handling etiquette. I'm not used to doing it that way. I have a tendency to scrape towards myself, and then I bleed. So we don't want that. Alright, so we got the nubs off that piece. Now there's still going to be a little bit that needs to get filed down with the plastic. It's hard to see. Once we get to a colored piece I can show it better, but obviously with white it's a real pain. Just kind of gently shave it off. Gently shave off this side. Again, you want to be careful with this. You don't want to bleed. Alright, so now that it's there, what we're going to do We're going to take our lowest grit sanding stick here. Just apply a little bit of pressure, not much. You can almost just set it on there and kind of rub it back and forth. It'll take the edge of it. Wow, talking is obviously difficult for me today. I'll take the rest of the nub off there. Alright. Then we'll take our next stick, the next one up from whatever you have, whatever you're doing. I mean, if you start out at 100 and go to 200, 300, 400, however you want to go up, I don't generally take it that close. What I'll do is like a 250, maybe a 400, 600, 800, and jump by twos at that point in time if you're going to take it all the way back up. So there's that piece done. Get our little pile of nubs going. Here's a question for everybody. I personally save my nubs. I have a jar somewhere around here at the moment, full of little nub pieces, and I save them till the jar's full. And then I either turn them into a giant pot of spur glue, or I throw them away. Depends on really when I'm needing to be done with them. If I'm out of spur glue, I will definitely use that to make it. Doesn't make the prettiest color spur glue, but it does work. So again, here we're just shaving the nub down, being careful not to gouge the plastic. That's why if you're shaving it down with an X-Acto knife, I don't ever go all the way down. I'll get it to where there's still, it's really hard to see on this. There's a little bit of an edge, or a little bit of raised bump still there. I get it till it's at that point in time, just because then you could take your sanding stick and go in and file it down. The nice thing with Bandai kits in their white plastic is you don't have to sand them super high. The only exception to that is if you're going to do some sort of wash or something like that over the kit, and you're not going to gloss coat it beforehand. That can cause some issues with if it's not sanded smooth again, because basically what happens if it's not sanded smooth and you use a wash, it gets in all the little grooves and filing marks, and then it's real hard to get out. Alright, step 1, axe, done. Now to the actual weapons. If I can find my page again. There we go. I promise guys I'll get better at this. Alright. Axe. Now we're on to the gun, which will be a good time to show you guys some scene blending. We got D. Do not snort the shavings. Don't. I don't know from personal experience, but I would just assume that it would hurt and be painful. And that's just... I don't want to be responsible for someone accidentally snorting plastic crack shavings. Just don't need it. Don't need it. Alrighty. So we got D1 and D2. Alright, Commander. I'll let you do it first, and then you can inform me how it goes. And if it is truly a good time, well, I guess you found something else new to do with your nubs. You know, for anyone that is in chat or watching, if you guys have questions, and this goes for anyone, even if this is up on YouTube as well, you have questions, or there's something you're wanting to learn, or just something you're interested in seeing, drop a comment in the chat. If this is on YouTube, drop a comment in the comment section. Just let me know what you guys want to see, what we're going to do. It'll kind of help dictate where we go in the future after this build. So, like I said, I'm going to live stream Sundays, 8 CST, 8 p.m. CST. I will be doing build diaries on YouTube of some of my personal stuff. So obviously the stream I want to be about whatever we're working on, like I said, this time being the beginner's guide. But I will be doing other stuff on YouTube for some of my projects, like my upcoming revisit to the Master Grade Goof 1100 Goof Custom. That was a kit that I had hand painted like 3 years ago when I first really got back into Gunpla. And it's horrible. It's bad. I hand painted it using Testros enamel paints. So everyone can see the original. But yeah, when I posted it to the Gunpla subreddit, it got dubbed the Goof Ver McDonald because the way it was colored. It's a very special thing. I screwed up. I'm going to take this back apart for a second, if I can get it. Yeah, so little lesson here too. If you're going to take stuff apart, don't do it with your knife like this. Stab yourself or gouge the plastic. Let's see. I have somewhere in this pile of parts. Paint stir. Flat end. Cup end. Take your flat end. Stick it in there. Helps pull it apart. The reason I did that is because where this nub falls, I didn't want to oversand where that is. So, trucking on. Yeah, let's see, what else we got in the pipelines here? So we got the Masquerade Goof Custom Revisit. Like I said, going to be redoing that. It's been 3 years since my last one. I am going to be hand painting that, so I'll be doing a lot of video recording for the YouTube build diary for that piece. So there'll be some hand painting tutorial stuff to come with that. After that, I have, let's see, I have my chain base hanger bay. I'm doing a large, it's a 2 foot by 18 inch by 2 foot tall hanger bay for Gundam models. Fully detailed, weathered, full crew. There's going to be LEDs and lights and gadgets. I'm debating on if I want to add a soundboard to it or not. Yeah, so we have that. What do we have after that? Let's see, Goof, Hangar Bay. I know I had one other project. Oh, the Model Maker Boom Hut. It's a group on Facebook. They have a Discord. It's the guys over at emodels.co.uk. It's their their hangout spot. They are doing a group build for crappy starter boxes. So like the old Revell airplane starter kits or the Airfx starter kits that came with like one paintbrush and 3 or 4 paints and a little bottle of glue. They're doing a build. It's not a build off. There's no prizes or anything. It's just a group build. Kind of have some fun. See where we all came from. You know, that's where a lot of those guys got started. Myself got started when I was younger doing car models. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing that. Haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to try and get my hands, I think, on a Revell X-Wing starter set. Either X-Wing or Snow, the Snow ship from Hoth. One of those two. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing that. That'll come after the hangar bay. That is just going to be a short little, probably just a build diary of the process. Take some photos, a little bit of recording. Nothing too major. And then after that, I need to get working on my perfect grade MK2 for the Riley's Gunpla for more and or Gunpla and more for less. Wow, I'm bad at plugs. They're having a build off for the Mechanicore Ziegler that I'm taking part in at the time being. So I'll have some work to do on that. Alright, so what we're doing now is where these pieces were, I sanded them individually. And what tends to happen sometimes when you're sanding, if you don't keep your sanding stick perfectly flat when you're sanding, it kind of bevels the edges. So when you go and snap something together like that, if you take your sanding stick again and go back over that flat area, it helps kind of level things out, make everything kosher and even. This is where a little bit of my handy dandy sandpaper is going to come in. Alright, rifle is done. And I totally just clicked the wrong thing. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second. Alrighty. Okay, back at it. So, beam rifle's done. Done. Put little marks on pieces I've done just so for some reason I need to go back and I'm missing a piece or a piece didn't get put on right and kind of track on what I know I've cut off the runners. So now we're going to go to this heaping massive backpack. You can find the start of it. Here we go. Let's start. Start down here. Alrighty then. I need E. Runner E. Which I think we got. That we do. We got 2 runner E's. 2 of them. Alright. So we need E17. E15. If I can get my nippers in there correctly. 16 and 18. I have a tendency when I'm building, especially if it's something like you build something 2 times, I'll do 1 or 2 steps, get all the pieces cut out for them, kind of go and get them all cleaned up, and then do assembly. Most time, if I'm doing this on my own, and not hanging out with everyone in the chat as I dropped it, I'm usually watching a movie or TV show or something, listen to music. And so then I'll just kind of zone out while I'm sanding and denubbing pieces. Here's a good question for you guys. What do you all like to watch or listen to while you're building? I personally, I either listen to music, which that changes on a day-to-day basis, kind of what I'm in the mood for. I listen to a very eclectic amount of different things. But yeah, and then if I'm watching a movie or something, I don't know, it just kind of depends. It's usually something maybe I've seen but haven't paid full attention to because I'm command for parts shop counter. Okay, I will definitely look into that. But yeah, I'll watch movies and stuff that maybe I've seen a couple times but haven't paid close attention because I'm just not gonna pay that close attention again. Otherwise, my go-to is actually Forensic Files on Netflix. I watch a lot of Forensic Files because it's one of those things that you don't really need to see what's going on. You could just kind of use it as background noise. And all I'm doing now is I'm just going through and cleaning up, then cut the main nubs off of all the pieces here before I go back with my X-Acto and start cleaning them up. And in all fairness, Commander, I didn't drop a part. I dropped an entire runner. So I hear you, Dr. Doom. Back when my desk and my equipment and stuff was in the living room, I was subject to listening to whatever the wife or the kids had on in the background. But now I'm nicely tucked away in the bedroom where it's a little bit quieter. We don't have as much of the chaos going on. Famous Anus Cookies. That is an amazing name. That is an amazing name. Oh, that's good. Hey, Pojo! What's going on, man? Oh man, my son, for the longest time, was obsessed with the movie Trolls. Obsessed with it. So he would have watched it all day, every day if I would have let him. But there's only so many times you can watch Trolls. I know when I first really got back into building, like 3 years ago, I yeah, sorry. I'd watch a lot of other people's builds and stuff. Just because it's one of those things like while I was building and removing nubs, it gave me an opportunity to kind of learn as I went along. I watched some of the like Sakuraylee stuff. I watched a lot of the model making guru videos when I first got back into this. Alright, take a look here. Yeah, my doctor, my son's at that phase where he just is a complete nightmare some days. Not that he's bad, he's just so full of energy, he's so rambunctious, and he just needs to touch or get into everything. Oops, I mixed a part there. Oh, there we go. That one goes there. It's something you don't want to do. So if you're a new builder, take it one step at a time. Don't pull me and get your stuff mixed up. You know, doctor, going into my son turning 2, I was like, you know, I've dealt with a 2-year-old before. It'll be easy. No. 2-year-old girl versus 2-year-old boy. Completely different thing. Completely different thing. It's because Ollie hears my voice. And Ollie and I are bros. He likes me. It's probably because I have a beard, and so he thinks I'm you. Yeah, doctor, my wife and I decided after this one we're not having any more either. That's that was determined a long time ago. No more. Oh, Bleepopus. Now I'm confused. There's so many people that could possibly be. But I feel the name looks familiar, so I'm assuming it might be someone from my FC. I don't know, we'll see. The name looks familiar. I've seen it before. So, you know, that's probably going to be one of the hardest things for me starting to do this and getting into it is, you know, I've... Okay, yeah. Hi, Wendy. But yeah, just people's names obviously on Twitch or on YouTube are greatly different than what I know them as. So, but But yeah, so trying to learn who everyone is in the stream chat should be interesting. Doctor, so this mat here, actually we'll see if it's not screwed this up and zoom it out some more. But this one is actually rather large, the white one, and it's still not even as big as my green mat, which is even larger. The white one I got online on Amazon. I want to say it was like $15, 15 or $16. But yeah, so I got that on Amazon. The big green one that I have that takes up like the entirety of my desk. It's 36 inches by, I don't know, like 28 or something like that. That one I actually got from Hobby Haven here in town. But that was back before. That was back when Hobbyco made the mats. Hobbyco doesn't make modeling mats anymore, which really sucks because everybody else charges a arm and a leg. So, another tool for your, or another use for your little paint opener. If you see a little white dot, what that is a kind of a stress mark on the plastic. Happens a lot on some of these weird jointed pieces, because when they mold them, they're never perfectly flat. They're kind of indented, and so that nub gets down in there. Take this. You can actually take the back of a spoon, or actually take the back of your hobby knife. Just kind of rub it. There was a noise. Thanks for the follow, Plebus. I will make sure that your our mutual boyfriend is very sweet to you tonight, so that way it makes up for you having to come in and listen to me drone on. Real question is, Plebus, is you're here, but where's he at? I need my squivel. So I keep dropping pieces. The carpet monsters are going to try and get that thing. I just know it. Just know it. Yeah, Doctor. The prices on mats used to be relatively cheap, but as of recent, like I said, with Hobbyco not making them anymore, I want to say X-Acto's gone to making a lot of the hobby mats, and so the prices on them has gone through the roof. Because even the big green one, I only paid, I want to say, $35 for, and one that size now is almost $80. And that's solely just from a new purveyor having the rights to make the mats. Yeah, if you end up needing help putting that stuff up, man, just let me know. I can come by some weekend and help you out. That's okay, man. I don't even have any paint racks, so I got none. I just don't really have anywhere in my setup. I don't have anywhere in my setup really at the moment to be able to do paint racks. So I have drawers full of paints. I got paint racks yet. Alrighty, looks like all of that is done. So now we will truck on with the building. I will say, seeing something as simple as that right there, or where this piece just slides on in one easy go, so nice. Coming from doing that Supernova Sandrock, that just took exponential amounts of extra care. Going back to a Bandai kit is rather nice. I will admit that. But I will say, as nice as their fitting and their plastic is, Supernova still got him beat on look. The Supernova kits, they look great. Alright. Back on, more pieces. I do appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. I was going to be doing this anyways and filming, so I figured I'd live stream it. You guys get some entertainment. Listen to me drone on about nonsense. But, like I said, it gives people a chance. If you want to comment or ask questions, feel free to do so. I will answer anything and everything in my power. It doesn't even have to be necessarily Gunpla related. If you want to know my opinion on the best chicken tinga ever, then I guess I can drone on about that. I mean, I don't know. It's up to you guys. Up to you all. This is for you guys and a little bit for me, as I just flick that nub all over my floor. That is the other downside to being in my bedroom. I get nubs all over the floor, all over the carpet, and then I step on them. It's almost as bad as Legos. Oh, jeez. Well, okay then. Well, there goes the commander. I don't know what he was expecting. I mean, see, he just messed everything up. Because now I can't use the ollie flybys, and that was my whole stick. that was all I got. That's all I got, and now I can't even do that. Thanks, man. I'm gonna have to go retire to YouTube. Sparkling eyes? I'm not showing my face on stream, man. Sorry. You know what? When we hit 50 followers, I will show my face on stream. Will that make you happy? I'm not randomly yelling Regi. Sorry. Now, if you want to do it, and then record it for me, I will gladly use that recording. I will gladly do that. All right, Doc. My favorite, like, I don't know, guess grunt suit you could say, has always been a Leo. Um, they're worthless. They're completely worthless as a grunt suit, but they're, I don't know. I like the design. They have a bunch of different variations. It's probably one of my favorite grunt suits of all time. After that, that's a hard one. I mean, obviously, everyone likes Zaku's, but Zaku's could be considered a main suit. So that raises the question: are Zaku's main suits, or do they count as the main protagonist or antagonist suits, or not? Leo has, so they have the ground type, well, the regular Leo, and then they have the Leo, like the air type, that has the pack on it, and then they have the space type as well. So they have the three main ones, but they have. Yeah, see, exactly, Commander. But yeah, favorite mass-produced suit, definitely be a Leo. After that, I'd have to say just the GMs. Like, they're just good all-around suits. They're simple, but they're sleek and they're nice. Alrighty, we need the. I will say, if anyone ever asks a question of what's the best mobile suit in the Gundam series in any Gundam series ever, the correct answer is always Zaku. Always Zaku. 28. Well, Justas are always besta. That's what they say. Wow, that was really corny. Sorry. That was really bad. Really bad. But yeah, Justas are nice suits. I know a lot of people also like the Jagan. That's one that people like. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of the Jagan, but it's not horrible. Yeah, Doctor, I just picked up a Justa Cannon as well, but it is by a company that we will not name. So yeah, it's by that one company that doesn't exist anymore. I keep setting these down and going, trying to grab my god hands. I don't have them around. Hey man, every third party kit that I own, I've bought at least one of the Bandai versions as well, except for the Cannon and the oh wow, what is it? The XS, because I have the Mechanicore version for that. All right, then while we're on the topic of different suits, in your all's opinion, what is the most overpowered suit out of any of the Gundam series? That's what I want to know. Most overpowered suit of any Gundam series. Yeah, Doctor, stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of the bootleg and third party companies, that make model kits that just Bandai doesn't make them, or they don't provide. They don't have them, so I don't necessarily feel bad about buying those. I mean, I don't feel bad about buying any of them. Let's be truthfully honest here, but I do want to put money in Bandai's hand because that's where it all really stems from. We wouldn't have these third party kits making bootleg copies or variations if we didn't have Bandai. So let's see here. Thanks for the follow, Pojo. Yeah. Is the quality of the stream still choppy for you guys? Sorry about that. Let me know, please. Say Argus or Poja Commander, if any of you guys are still around. How's the stream look on your guys' end? Is it choppy? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. It was just fine the other day when I was doing my test on it. Might be the wife and kiddos are using too much bandwidth out in the living room. Send the Gunpla Mafia after him and get him to give me back my internets. Yeah, I'd have to say it's probably because they're using probably the TV and her phone and everything else out in the living room. Alrighty. So then, I hate. Yeah, I need to probably do that. But then she can't watch her makeup tutorials, and I get in trouble. It is under makers and crafters, Pojo. Pojo, sorry, not Pojo. I mean, I guess I could probably, just like breathe heavy into the microphone while I do this, and we could label it under the ASMR section. I guess another question for you guys, since you guys have been watching the stream, we've had a couple people follow. Do you guys get the audio when the follow thing pops up here, right there, in there somewhere? Do you guys get that audio? Yes or no? Alright, sweet. That is good. Doctor, I do game on the PC. Almost exclusively. I do have an Xbox and a PlayStation. But I do most of my gaming. I gotcha. But yeah, I do most of my gaming on the PC. And a lot of that is mostly because if I want to try and do it on a console, I don't get much console time, having 2 small children and a wife and only 1 TV. So my next 2 big video game purchases over the next couple of months is going to be Anthem. Getting that for PC, possibly for PS4, just kind of depends. But then the other one, and that'll be in February, and then I want to say it's March, either end of February or beginning of March. We have the Division 2 coming out, which I'm excited about. I really like the Division 1. It was a great game to play if you had friends to play with, but playing solo kind of sucked. Yeah, the Division One, especially on release, wasn't the greatest. When they hit the first major DLC, they kind of did some revisions to the gear system and the modification system and stuff like that. And so it a lot better. Um, it made it more of like a true loot game. You know what I mean? Because there was always something to strive for, to get better and better pieces. Like even if you thought you had a great piece, unless it had the perfect damage roll, obviously, and the perfect stats and everything else, you could keep going and keep trying to get that through the resource system. Yeah, Anthem's kind of gonna be a make or break spot. I mean, really, a lot of people are already weary of EA, and this is kind of gonna be their make or break for a lot of people on the not necessarily like the typical Call of Duty player side of things, but more for the RPG and kind of the action RPG genre for them. All right, let's see what we need now. Go to this side. Actually, I need to mark off what I'm doing. Yeah, that's gonna be the only downside, Commander, to the Division 2 is them locking stuff behind um, the weapon, the classes behind the weapon types. But I mean, at the same time, like them actually adding roles and stuff like that will probably make Dark Zone stuff a lot better. Alrighty, so then our lovely axe here plugs into the backpack, I guess. Other way. Alright. Well, it looks like we're on to the fun part. Building all of this. Alrighty, 1 second, need to get a drink. Throat's a little dry. Alright. So now, we're going to do I, and A. Part of the shuffling of the runners. Yeah, I mean, the doctor's right. Ooh, knocking the camera. Sorry. I mean, doctor's right. A lot of other shooters have done that. It was just, that was the nice thing coming from the Division 1, though. Like, there was such open range on how you wanted to play. But yeah, the Division 1 was great about it. Like, you could build entire loadouts and gear sets based off how you wanted to play for either, obviously, Dark Zone or PvE stuff like that. I will say one big upside to the Division 2 that they are doing is the set PvP stuff. So that you have like your typical hardpoint dominant or battle royale, or not battle royale. Thank God. But they have the instance basically PvP where you go into a lobby and it queues you up, which is nice. That'll do great because previously the only PvP was in the Dark Zone and that was just kind of a nightmare. Alright, so we have here A16, I16, I4, and I3. I16, I6. Man, sorry guys, I am doing bad about knocking that camera. You know, something I was thinking about, looking through this box. Pardon me. I don't know if there's any stickers with this one. There might not be any stickers, which means I'm going to have to find a kit to show people how to put stickers on. U16. Like bingo, I found the right spot, or like found the right spot. Pat Llama. Bingo, I found the right part, or just bingo because you're like A6. Because if that's the case, then I think that too. Alrighty, so this kit has these nice, lovely autofocus. Come on. Actually, it's more the white balance, but anyways, semi-transparent parts. These are cool, but they're a pain, especially for beginners, because you can't really, depending on where the nub's at, you can't really sand it. Yeah, you can't really. Sorry, keep getting distracted by reading chat. Why are you guys so talkative? Don't stop being talkative. Just I didn't expect to actually have people in here hanging out, chatting right off the gate. So good for you guys. You're helping me exceed my expectations. So you got the nub marks up here now. God, I need to work on getting this autofocus. And that little mark there. Doctor, yes, I do. My biggest thing I can advise with that is when you were wiring your own LEDs and doing your own resistors and power source, do not buy crappy power source resistor all-in-one packs from China. Don't do it. It's just not worth it. I had a kit that I had for a competition piece, had 27 or 28 LEDs wired up in it, hooked it up to the resistor and battery pack that I'd gotten from China for $2 and free shipping, and it blew all the LEDs. It lit up like a Christmas tree. It looked beautiful, and then they all went kaput. Still just slowly whittling away at these dang nub marks on this hard freaking clear plastic. Now, like I was saying, as a rule for beginners, or just kind of a heads up, not necessarily a rule. None of these things are rules. Anything I say or that falls out of my dirty llama mouth, it's just my way of doing things. It's there's 100 million ways to build models. You know, everyone has their own different way of doing it. This is just the way I enjoy doing it and the way that I've found works for me. So, if you're new to this, take everything in, try everything at least once, find out what works for you, and then do it that way. So with these, we're really going to have to sand them or file them back up. Just wanted to get rid of those nub marks a little bit better. Yeah, doctor, I know. I was trying to skimp. I just didn't want to pay more for the freaking resistor and battery pack than I did for the actual model kit and all the LEDs. So I was trying to be cheap, and it came back to bite me in the rear end. That it did. Do 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 do. Alright, busting out the trusty sandpaper again, higher grit, just to try and get rid of some of the fogginess that comes from sanding clear parts like this. So this big one here, let's see, I did done 4 or 5 kits for it with it so far. The whole thing is it started out a higher grip, and after about 2 or 3 kits, it's not quite that rough anymore. So I can actually use it. I use it in place of a 400 grit stick. It used to be, I want to say, oh, it's right there, 240, but it's not that rough anymore. It's actually smoother than what these little ones are, which these little ones actually come in full sticks, and then I cut them in half, and these are 50 cents a piece at our local shop, and then this one is $1.90. I do know some people that use the $2 emery board, multi-grit emery boards you can get from Walmart or Hy-Vee, Costco. I mean, they got them everywhere, but they're a bigger block like this, and they have multicolors on all different sides that are all different grits. I know quite a few guys that use those. I've tried it. I burnt through it way too quickly to really bother with it, I guess I should say. I mean, I'd rather spend the same price on one of these and then another $1.90 on one of these that's a little bit higher, and then a couple bucks on some of these, and do it that way. You spend a little bit more in the long run, but these ones will last you a lot longer than those emery boards will. In worst case scenario, if you are in the local area and part of the Iowa Gundam Builders group, come to one of the meetups. I hand out sanding sticks like crazy if you need them. Yeah, Commander, like I said, I know a couple of you guys use them. I've tried them, and I just find, especially these little sticks, work really nice, because you can get them in really tight areas. and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Alright, those two cleaned up. Check this real quick. Yeah, Doctor, you always... The last couple ones, something always seems to come up. This last time it was snow, and then I know you had some issues with your truck and stuff. I think the one before that... And, no, the one before that I want to say you were at. It was the second one, I want to say. I'm saying for anyone that's not from the local area, or if you're watching this on YouTube later on down the road, if you're ever interested in what really happens at our local Gunpla meetups, I will be recording those and uploading those as YouTube series as well. I have one up on the channel right now that was more just kind of a test. Plus, I forgot to bring my stand and mic and stuff for my camera. So, the angle was bad. Photo quality was bad. Yeah, otherwise, going forward, we'll have all the local Iowa Gundam Builders meetups. They'll be posted in our playlist in my YouTube channel, so if anyone really wants to watch all of the excitement, it'll be there. I forewarn you, it's 6 action-packed hours of greatness. And lots of people's butts, according to this last one. Alrighty, let's see here. We have our A6, our I3, I4. So, for any of you new people, get this to focus. Focus. There we go. So if you see, why? So if you see this piece here, it has these 2 little nicks right there at the back. So if you're new and you're wondering what that's about, it's letting you know you need to pay attention to the orientation, or which way this piece is facing. So when you go to put it in, you want to make sure that this little notch on the very back end, back in there, when you want to make sure that that piece is pointing backwards. So when we go to put this in, that little notch goes backwards. Yeah, that's, I'm not the Meryl. I always do weapons. If you weren't here for the beginning of this, I always do weapons and like backpacks and stuff first. Especially anything that has fins. The high new, whether it be the high grade or the master grade version of it, the new Gundam, any of those that have a lot of these big multi same thing, same step 100 time pieces, I do those at the very beginning, because otherwise I will not want to touch them by the time I'm done with the build. A1, 3, I, 1, 2. I1221I. Man, Commander, now I have bingo stuck in my freaking head. Thank you. Thank you very much. You ruined it, man. You ruined it. Why do you do these things to me? Ooh, I completely forgot that was tonight. See, now you guys gotta make a choice. Watch the cool freaking blood moon eclipse, or hang out and watch me build a moon Gundam. Which is gonna be? As the viewer count drops to 0. I already know which it's gonna be. Who's pure evil? That's right, you are on the mobile. I mean, I can't blame you guys. This is a good opportunity. I mean, how often do you really get to see a blood moon eclipse? Alright. Sorry, phone just went crazy. Went crazy. Yeah, I'm sitting next to 2 windows. Unfortunately, they both have blackout curtains on them at the moment, so I can't really see out any of them. Hey man, anytime you want to come in here and hang out, I'm more than okay with that. It ain't annoying to me. Gives me someone to talk to. Because then at least if someone asks, I could say there's somebody here that that I could speak with. Otherwise, if there's no one here, then I'm just a psycho person sitting in a room talking to myself while videotaping it. I mean, I don't know if that really says a whole lot about me. Well, I mean, Commander, there is technically a possibility we could find the secret to immortality before you croak. I mean, we won't find it before I do. I'm doomed to have the colony dropped sooner than later, probably. But you definitely we'll find the cure for immortality for you right away, and then you can watch the next one. So that way tonight you can hang out in here with me. Sound like a plan? I don't like clear plastic parts. See, okay, my whole thing is I barely have the patience. Put his head in a jar. Yeah, we can do that. I barely have the patience to like sand and take care of the marks on clear parts that are minimal for kits, like this, or like the Masquerade new Verka has some clear parts of the Psycho frame and all that, or even like the unicorn. I don't like cleaning it up on that. So why do people do entire model kits that are clear? Here's a question for everyone out there: do you or do you not like clear Gunpla kits, the clear plastic ones? Do you like them? Do you not like them? I personally, I don't like them. I also paint most of my kits, so there's no real point in me having a clear kit, because I'm probably just going to paint it. I apologize for the incessant cat meowing in the background. Oh, that's why you want to sniff my nubs. Okay, see, Doctor, that I can kind of understand. I mean, because some of them are limited edition, or like the docks at Hong Kong or whatever it is. Those ones are, you know, limited editions and hard. They're more of a collector's items. They're not meant to be built. I can see buying them just to collect them, but I don't see a purpose of buying them and building them. So, see, that kind of raises another question that was brought up on one of the Gunpla discussions. I know it was on Reddit for a while, and then it was in one of the other, I want to say Discord groups I was in. Is building Gunpla, or I mean just model kits in general, it's building model kits and collecting model kits two separate hobbies? No. Queer kids are the reason aliens won't talk to us. Yeah, exactly. This proves our ignorance, I guess. Yeah, Commander, sorry, the cat was in the background. My bedroom door got left open, so the cats decided they needed to invade. I was gonna say, yeah, Rob. If Rob's in here, he could definitely say yes. It's separate. I mean, I guess I can too, with everything I have. But I eventually want to get around to building everything I have. Eventually, I'll do it. I'm gonna be in a retirement home when I'm like 85. With all these things, I'm not gonna have anything else in my room. I'm just gonna sleep on a pile of sprues and nubs. Make sure everything's cleaned up okay. So one downfall to white stuff. Yeah, I mean, building stuff to show, building stuff for display purposes or building stuff for gaming purposes. It is two different things. It also just depends on the model maker. I mean, like, I think out of everything I've built in the last 2 years, I think I only have, 10% of that I've actually kept for myself. It's always been done for somebody else's display. So. Yeah, between Rob and I, we could start like a pop-up Gundam store for one day and probably both make quite a bit of money. Alright, it's still going good. Yeah, but see, if we all truck out there to go see his basement, then he's gonna like come up with some scheme to charge us, so that way then he can make money off us, so then he can buy more model kits to make us come back. Missed a nub there. He felt emasculated. Yeah, he has quite a bit of stuff. Quite a bit. Alright, it's coming along. 10 plus videos. Jeez. I have to tell your wife at that time, be like, I swear, honey, he's not sending me many erotic videos. It's just dirty, dirty plastic porn. Alright, on to C. I2. Oh, that's I1. I need I2. I2 is right here. I2. 2. I2. No, that sounded wrong. Sorry. I did not tutu. I do not wear a tutu. I mean, I guess I could wear a tutu if somebody asked, but there we go. 50 followers, I will show my face on stream. 100 followers, I will dance to Fast Times of 0078 wearing a tutu. Or is it 79? 78, 79. One of those. Yes, I still need that piece. Yes, Rob definitely has out of print kits. Pay attention, dang it. I24. Yeah, see, I'm not bad enough to get a list yet. Granted, I also have a lot of duplicate kits. Again, that probably comes from the fact that I buy third-party kits. But I always buy, especially third-party kits, I generally buy 2 of them anytime I buy them, even just for myself. And then other kits that are limited release or I know they're going to be hard to get later on down the road, I always buy 2 of as well. Oh man, you're already in one of my videos. Because remember, you told your mom you were on TV. I have that as one of my audio clips. Kind of like the bouncing ollie. Don't worry, man. If I make it famous, I'll pay you royalties. Kratos. Yeah, when everyone first met me the first time, I don't think they knew what to expect. Don't think they knew what to expect. There was the whole big controversy when I first got on Facebook. um, that I had some issues with the whole name thing. Since I don't use my RL name, I just use my alias, and the fact that I did nothing wrong. But yeah, we had some issues with that. So I know once everyone actually saw my face and realized I was a real person, there's a little less issue about it. Weren't expecting the cheerful disposition. Oh, everyone just automatically assumes I'm going to be a grumpy butthead. Not always. I'm cheerful. I'm going to take Commander's advice once I'm off stream and might become a little more cheerful. We'll see how it goes. Oh, the clear parts. We might make it through the entire backpack by the end of the night tonight. We'll see. Once we get the backpack done, I am going to go back and do some panel lining on here. uh, Drunkpla. Yeah. Once I get done streaming, I'll have a drink, but not while on stream. That's a bannable offense on Twitch. Yeah, Commander, I get that a lot. Especially like interacting with people for work and stuff like that. I'll talk to them on the phone, and then when I show up, they're just kind of taken back by the way I look, and then the fact that I'm not a complete Chad about things. Something else to point out for any of you newcomers, when you have like a peg like this, which this peg here, this peg here is solely for the sliding mechanics for this. So if you're not using it, it slides inside, so you don't ever see it. So the only time, I can get this out again, the only time that end of the peg, I'll show it on this one, this end of the peg where the nub was, that down there, the only time you'll ever see that is you will see it as you're transforming it, but no one else will see it ever because it's slid into the backpack like yoink. So when you go to pull that nub off, I just clip it and then file it so it's flat. You don't have to worry about all the nub removal. Same goes with these things. These little wasn't expecting. Oh, you must be talking to Commander, or you could be talking to me. I don't know. I don't know what HTUSA is. As I mumble. Sorry about that. God. Oh, Hobbytown. Ha! 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 Got it. Wow. I'm special. I apologize. hoping, sounds bad because most time you hope there's no seam, like visible seam lines on a kit, especially HD kits. Masquerades have a tendency to hide a lot of seam lines. Masquerades are pretty good about it. Not always. Older ones really aren't. Newer ones are. But I hope there's at least one decent seam line on here so I can show you guys some blending, or at least get a good walkthrough on it, so that way that could be seen. I mean, that's a rather big thing. If you're just doing an out-of-box kit, or even just a basic kit where you're not going to really paint it, maybe do some detail painting, it's a nice way of, like I said, fusing seam lines together, and without actually having to glue them and then having to worry about all the cleanup and everything else. So. I screwed up my nub pile. Look at that. Look at that. Just screwed it up. Yeah, you know, I'm going to do the out-of-box tutorial and walkthroughs and all that stuff with this one. I think in the long run I might have to come back and actually, like, go all full Chars custom on it. Be really cool to do this whole moon piece with the set of LEDs and everything else in it. That'd be pretty awesome. I think it'd look really cool. And this kit just kind of screams for color separation. There's a lot of solid color pieces, and then a lot of white. A lot of white. Go this way. This way, this way. Oh man, we're already an hour and 40 minutes in. Look at that, guys. You guys have kept me busy for this long. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. I know I do a lot of random waffling and droning on about things, but it's either that or we sit here in complete and utter silence while you just watch me file nubs down. Nobody wants that. Nobody. All right. Another good reason to point out for marking stuff off as you do it. Even if you're not going to mark off, say, individual pieces, if you completed a step, like so this one here in shot, this one here was B. So even if you just put a mark through the B, this bottom one was C. So then say, we're done for the night, put it all away, everything else, then you know starting tomorrow or the next day you come back that you're on part D. Oh, crap, man. Well, I hope everything's okay. Yeah. Be safe. Safe travels. Hope to hear from you again. Obviously, I'll see you around. I think I have a shipment coming in with stuff of yours in it, so I'll have to let you know. 100%. Alright, well, if you want to tune in next Sunday at 8 CST, we will be continuing. We're not done here tonight. We still got about an hour and 15 minutes. But we're going to continue building on. And then, yeah. Alright, so now moving on to D. A1. A1 is really bad. Yep, I will be posting to the YouTube also. So I'm not going to post the entire 3-hour video because a lot of it's going to be me waffling on and randomly going on about stuff. But I'll have some of the banter and stuff like that in there, but a lot of it will be the segments when explaining certain things like the weapons, the filing, stuff like that. Just so it's not a huge video. Yeah, I know. I want to say it's like a 20-second delay. But yeah, it won't be huge long videos on YouTube, so you won't have to worry about 3-hour stuff. But it'll touch all the prominent, anything that I'm trying to help get across to people and help people learn. So that'll be on there. All right. A11. A11. Bingo! God. Blasted. Commander, why? Why? All night. Gonna be there all night, man. All night. Not again, man. Like I said, safe travels. We'll see you when you get back state. Well, to the state, I guess I should say. It could be bad like Baby Shark. Oh man. Man, I don't know. We had we had a bad idea at Haven once, and that was the see what you can build with a random Momoko pool high grade, and I came out with the Dr. Robotnik build on that one. So I mean, bad ideas like Baby Shark could go someplace good. Just never know. Just never know. Now I got Bingo and Baby Shark stuck in my head. What are you guys doing? Come on now. Oh. Yeah, that little Robotnik guy came out really well. I was super happy with that little build. I only had to repaint the thing like 3 times, but and that was because I couldn't decide on how I wanted stuff painted. I'd paint it, think it was a good idea, get it done, strip all the paint off, redid it. I'm kind of curious now. I have pretty much everybody down except for Argus. Still trying to figure out who you are. Yeah, pardon me. Babe, God. Urgh. Dang you. Dang you. Yeah, I actually have one for. I have a smaller one for my airbrush and ultrasonic cleaner. That is, for my airbrushes. So when I'm changing between brushes and between colors and stuff like that, uh, I just drop it in there, so I don't have to do a full breakdown and deep clean. Even a quick clean between stuff is kind of a pain. So it's nice to be able to just drop it in there and set it off. Turn on the cleaner, kind of go about back to painting. So yeah, still nothing super exciting, just lots and lots of clear parts. Lots of them. Lots and lots. So I haven't asked, and I didn't look at it, how the video quality is doing now. I know it was choppy for some people. I didn't know if it was coming in smoother or what now. It's all learning process. This one isn't, won't be that great. The next one will hopefully be a little bit better, and 6 months to a year from now, hopefully we'll have a great community and following for the Ansible guides. And, something else that I want to kind of do, obviously, stuff like this that I'm putting out, and then any of the tutorials and stuff like that is all going to be classified under the Ansible guides on my YouTube channel. Anything that I'm doing that is for myself, so like I was saying before, like my Goof Custom, I'm going to put up like a build diary for that. As I work on it, I'll be recording, and I'll do small, by half-hour, 45-minute videos, kind of breaking down everything that's been done with it, where I'm going with it, so on and so forth. Those will all be classified as Char's Customs. It'll be under the Char's Customs playlist, which will all be my work for my stuff, and then probably commission builds if the person I'm building for is okay with me filming and broadcasting it, you know what I mean? Because I know some people are weird, they don't want their stuff they're getting built out on the internet until they can post pictures for it, but whatever. So I'll post some of that stuff going along with that, so it'll kind of break down the different sections for the YouTube and stuff, what you're looking for, so you don't have to filter through stuff. And then obviously the Iowa Gundam builders will have their own tab on mine, on my YouTube, where our build nights will be all posted and stuff like that for anyone in the local area that wants to go back through and watch them, or other random masochists that decide they want to watch our random craziness. But yeah, rambling now. What I eventually want to get to is I do the Ansible guides and the Char's Customs under Dirty Llama Modeling. What I want to be able to do eventually is bring in other people. So if someone wants to watch advanced builds of Gunpla or advanced builds of just other model kits, since I do like Machining Krieger and other stuff like that, I'm doing probably a Star Wars kit for the Model Maker's Boom Hut group build. So we'll be able to do still do the Ansible guides where it's beginner stuff and stuff like that, or tutorial or learning stuff, and then the build diaries will be more advanced. Bring in somebody else that say does miniature painting if people are interested in getting into that. You can have someone do that stuff. So eventually there's going to be, my hope is to have multiple people under the one modeling group, to where then people can come to our group page and find access to all different things revolving model making, whether it be reviews or it be builds, tutorials, help with certain things or whatever else they're looking for. We'll be able to kind of help cover everything. Yep. You can come find me randomly yelling about dropping a colony. I still have that audio clip. I'll have to play it for you guys sometime. it was the last build night. Is after you came up and told oh man, complete brain fart. Oh, he's our Jay's connection. Oh my gosh, complete brain fart. But yeah, you came to tell us to shut up, and the audio for that part as you started talking, you go, "Hey guys," and then I chime in with, "I'm gonna drop a effing colony on their ass." In the background. It was pretty entertaining. That just goes along Nathan's line of, I need to start having a Sunday church mouth about things. Lucas, thank you. I don't know why that was... Oh, I feel so bad now. Complete and utter brain fart. Complete and utter brain fart. Alright. We are done with the... How there's still 8 people watching me do this. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. I won. What did I win? I won an 8. That's what I won. And I won 8. And then I 2 3s. Huh. And then we have, what is it? A12. A12, knock the camera again. So I don't know if you guys have ever tried building. So like, I'm sitting here, and the camera is literally right here, right in about the middle of my chest, in front of me. So I'm building with the camera here, and my face is kind of off to the side over here. So yeah, trying to build while you're kind of sitting off to the side sometimes gets a little wonky. Well, Commander, I'm glad you're in for the long haul. Worst case scenario, if it goes horribly bad and we never get any followers, then we can just like FaceTime each other and I will build while randomly talking to you. And it'll be kind of the same thing. That's if it worst comes to worst. If I always got at least you, at least one other person willing to watch, I'll keep streaming. I'll keep doing it. Eventually we'll have more entertaining than just doing this. Because obviously we have the complete beginner's guide. I'm not going to do any detail painting or anything like that. You know, and then I'll break it down into the different tutorial videos that, you know, stuff I explained on the stream. I'll do the tutorial videos for, you know, basic nub removal and everything along that goes with the beginner's guide. And then the next one we'll step it up. You know, we'll do a more advanced build. We won't do a full paint job next, but we'll do, you know, detail painting and, you know, maybe some, you know, better panel lining outside using obviously a pencil or a Gundam marker, showing how to use stuff like the Tamiya panel line accent and stuff to help kind of people get that way. Then, you know, we'll have the videos to go through the different brushes and stuff that are good to use, how to do some of the minor paintings and, you know, step it up another notch. And then obviously after that one's done, then we'll go on from there. So eventually we'll have streams for stuff that's more than just me denubbing especially after this beginners one. Um, I mean, depending on what we have for people and what people are wanting to see, I might do the denubbing off screen, um, just so people don't have to sit through all the the denubbing. You know what I mean? Every time, I can do it off screen, and then when we get to streaming. Alright, Snooze, thanks for dropping in. Hopefully we'll still be here when you get back, and you can come back and hang out with the rest of us. Denubbing is best nubbing. Like, I don't necessarily mind denubbing, because basically what I do is I just put on something in the background, like I said before. Like, I'll throw something on in the background and just kind of zone out. Excuse me, sorry. It's almost therapeutic, you know? Sometimes you just kind of zone out and do your own thing. Kind of what I call defragment my brain some. Problem is denubbing is just boring to watch. I mean, you guys have spent the last 2 hours just watching me file down pieces that you can't see half the time because they're so small they're in my hand. It's only cold out if you're not wearing the appropriate outside attire, man. And that's not always true. There are definitely times where it's just way too cold outside. -10 with wind chill on a 4-story roof is not fun. Oof. I made a mistake, boys. I'll just have to rip it from Twitch. I forgot to hit the record button. Ha 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 ha. Oh well. We'll make it work. We will make it work. No, man. It's January. Gym shorts and a hoodie is not proper attire to be standing outside in. It's only a proper attire if you're going to be just sitting around the house. Oh, Argus, trust me, I can't tell you how many times I've been spacing out and sanding with something like a 300 grit sanding stick, and then I look down and all the details been filed off the piece, and you're just like, well then, yeah. moving on up to the F piece. F piece. That's right, boys. I said it. F piece. All right. F piece. Yeah, so far, in 2 hours, we've gotten most of the moon, a rifle in the backpack, and a sweet pile of nubs that is getting shipped off to Commander's house as of tomorrow, so that way he can maintain his immortality. Nubs for the Nub God. Okay, well, see, that's appropriate. If you just walked outside, looked around for a second, then walked back in, that's perfectly fine. But, you, like, sitting on a bench outside on your phone watching it all happen over the course of the next hour, that is not okay in that attire. I2, I1, 5. I1, 5. See, if nothing else gave you away, your response to my statement of nubs for the Nub God, that's what gave it away. You know, I realized something I'm going to have to invest in now is one of those, like, the little discs, and they generally have, like, a mirror on them. You set them down, you set your model on it, and it, like, spins in a circle. So that way, at the end of, like, these build videos and stuff, I can be like, well, look, this is the piece, and then, like, do a short little clip of it sitting on there and rotating like everybody else does. That was me being sarcastic, if you couldn't tell. Everyone ends a video that way. I mean, don't get me wrong, still probably gonna happen. Just, everybody ends them that way. Oh man. So, I found a Devil Gundam resin kit. It's a 1/100 scale Devil Gundam resin kit that I really just want to, like, go full Plague on. It just screams to be dressed up like Plague Marines. I keep trying my hardest not to freaking hum or randomly sound out the stupid Baby Shark song. Oh, I forgot the red piece. Good job, guys, distracting me. I2-1. I2-1. still going smooth, it looks like. Sweet. Sweet daisies. So back to random Gunpla talk. What is everyone's most desired kit that you don't... It's one you want most, but you just don't have or can't get or can't afford? What's your most desired Gunpla kit at the moment? We got people screaming Armoro. I guess that's better than screaming Regi. I really hope next build up I can get you guys on film screaming Regi, so that way then I can crop it and use it. I'll use it for any time I make a mistake. Alright, let's see. All of them crossbone metal build. Ooh. That'd be nice. That would definitely be nice. I'm trying to think of what mine would be at the moment. For Bandai kits, anyways. Yeah, so for Bandai Gunpla, I'd say the Master Grade Hazel. With the Horvidu and the other add-on packs. That's probably my big want at the moment. I just have not been able to find that thing for a reasonable price. I'm not paying $110 for a Hazel. I'm not doing it. GM Dominance, a buddy of mine just built that one a couple months ago, and he built it, and he did it strictly just out of box with panel lighting and the water slides it came with, and then matte coated it, and it looks absolutely amazing. Like it's just an amazing looking kit. Another one that he did that's the same way. My buddy does a lot of P Bandai stuff, but he did the Stormbringer. The Master Grade P Bandai Stormbringer, and that thing looks just gorgeous. Like, such a nice kit. Alright, let's see. GM Dominance. Get out of my head. Toggies 2 and 3, yeah. They're... I don't know. So I built both the Bandai Toggies 2 and 3, and then the Dragon Momoko Toggies 2 and 3. And what I ended up doing was gutting the Bandai Toggies frame and using it on the Dragon Momoko. Because the inner frame for it was just horrendous. But the outer armor was so much more detailed. The actual armor for the kit was a lot better detailed and a lot nicer looking than the Bandai one. But yeah, Toggies 2 and 3, it sucks because they don't really reissue the Bandais for those very often. Hopefully they kind of do what they've done with like the Leos and stuff like that, since they are getting more into making some of the wing kits and the alternate century redos that they did for some of the wing kits. Well, I guess Wing Zero. Hoping eventually they get around to redoing some of the Master Grade wing kits for like a 2.0, which would be awesome. Okay, so that was F. We're on G. G, G, G. G, 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 G. Or even, I would even be okay with masquerade versions of the standard wing kits. Because right now, all you have for the masquerade line is the Endless Waltz, the Endless Waltz ones. And then obviously we have the Endless Waltz, the Endless Waltz TV series and then the Endless Waltz movie series. That we have both the master grades for those lines, but we don't have a master grade line for the base units from the TV show. A2, 4. Grab another drink real quick. Water, tasty. Alright, so we know Commander here has a guilty hobby pleasure of sniffing nub marks. But does anybody else have a guilty hobby pleasure? I guess by that, like with me, the smell of Tamiya Extra Thin. Love the smell of it. Absolutely love the smell of it. Don't know why. I just really like it. That's my guilty hobby pleasure. I get kind of giddy anytime I'm like, ooh, I got glue parts. Because I like the smell of it. The Tamiya bone, they have a it's a heavy, the Tamiya heavy, so it's more like super glue. It's not the extra thin stuff, so it's pretty thick glue. But yeah, that stuff, they have the, like I said, it's called Tamiya Limon, and that stuff smells amazing. Panel liner, yeah, that's good too. All the things we shouldn't be sniffing. This is a public service announcement. Dirty Llama Modeling does not advise against sniffing, or does not advise of the sniffing of glues or panel line thinners. I'm gonna get in trouble now. Some little kid's gonna see this and they're like, "But that dude on the internet said to sniff panel line thinner." And then I'm gonna get a phone call, and then yeah, it's just gonna be bad. Manuals? I guess I've never smelt a manual. I don't know. Oh, maybe it's because my nose is stuffed up. The smell of manuals. I didn't expect that. Well, like, yeah, the smell of a new book. I do like the smell of a new hardback book. I don't know. Hardback books have a different smell than paperback books. But see, there's me being weird. I know the difference in the smell between hardback and paperback. Aren't I fancy? And I'm kind of surprised. It's been 2 hours and 20 minutes and I have not been bugged once by the family. Is it figuring to at least hear from the kid at some point in time? Yes, I just issued a disclaimer about sniffing things. Oh, you got me. You got me. Freaking debated. You playing that, didn't you? Man. You definitely got me on that one. That was too good. Oh, the feel of new snips. Oh, welcome, Lord Hydra. All praise Hydra. Yeah, gunpowder. Just the smell of being out at a shooting range. I like. Granted, indoor ranges smell a lot more than what outdoor do, but still that. Ooh, yeah, Meryl. I can get behind that one. Like, after you get a resin piece and you get it all nice and cleaned up, and it's like super smooth. That's nice. That's always a nice feeling. So Commander, mixing weird things into your coffee. Not that hot cocoa is really a weird thing, but back when I used to work in restaurants in my youthful days, um, we had a couple of our morning prep cooks. They would come in every morning. They'd make a big heaping pot of coffee, and then they would go out front and grab 3 of the bottles, the glass bottles we had of Coca-Cola, and they would mix it into the pot of coffee and then chug it. It is the most horrendous tasting thing I've had in a long time. But it works absolutely amazingly. Like, it basically doubles the amount of caffeine, and you are just wired for the entire day. Yeah, Pojo, my wife loves coffee too. Like, that's basically all she drinks. Like, she's one of those people, she could drink coffee at like midnight and then turn around and go to bed. I don't get it. So I don't know if you guys have had them. There was these energy drinks. I found them, I don't know, like 2 years ago. I was running a job out in Waukee, out by the Mickeys and stuff in Waukee there for any of you local folks. And gas station had these cans, and there was two for like $3. They were called Spikes. Yeah, I never had one before, and I didn't read the directions where it says to only drink half of the can, and to not exceed more than one can in a day. Yeah, I drank both of them over the course of like an hour. I'm pretty sure I could see colors, see sound. Wow. But yeah, I was pretty sure I could see sound at the time. It was a very big mistake. You know, Mel, I've never witnessed anybody melting a barrel from doing that. I've seen it on videos, but I've never witnessed anyone in person doing it. Mostly because all my friends are broke as a joke and don't have enough ammunition to be able to put that many rounds through a gun at once. So another kind of weird thing that I like the smell of, and it's almost a taste too, it's kind of weird, is when you solder copper with silver solder, it has a distinctive taste and a distinctive smell, and I really like that. I missed something here. Let's see. Oh, sometimes I'm bad at following chat. Sorry, guys. I am freaking parched. Parched, I tell you, parched. And we got one last 3. Oh, Pojo, you and I both. If I didn't spend so much money on plastic stuff. Sad part is anymore, it's not even just plastic. It's resin and metal kits too. Well, metal castings. Good old Modus. Good old Modus. Pojo, if you really think about it, think about how much money you spent on Gundam just in the last year. On Gundam model kits in the last year. And think about what you could have done with it. Okay? So think about that. And then once you think about what else you could have done with it, you have to think, would I be as happy? The joy and happiness you get out of building a Gundam plastic model, was that happiness worth it? Or would the other thing that you could have bought, had you not bought all the plastic models, be worth it? That's the question. With me, I'd have to say no. I miss the days I could average a kit at $30. Hell, I was kind of surprised. I bought a new kit the other day, and it was only 24 for a master grade. You know, Commander, you got it right. Gunpla is freedom. You know. Yeah, you know. It was only $24 for that master grade. Let's not dictate the fact that about 150 of them. Shh. Or are you saying you have 150 kits, Bojo? Yeah, but yeah, I'd say Warhammer's costly. But Pojo, you gotta think though, like, yeah, you might have bought 150 kits since then, but a lot of your stuff, you have SDs, a lot of SDs, and a lot of bear guys, like you said, which the average price point for those kits is a little bit lower. You know what I mean? I actually went through at the towards the end of the year. I want to say it was like December. And had tallied up as best I could on what I'd actually spent throughout the year. And let's just say I'm not going to speak about it because my wife is in earshot. Yeah, I mean, so the whole thing with Warhammer, Warhammer is priced a lot differently than what, like, say, Gunpla or Bandai models are. Bandai kind of prices their stuff um, based off, obviously, certain market values and, like, profit value and stuff like that. Warhammer, on the other hand, is priced by how many of them you're going to be buying. So, you know, in Warhammer, you have a big giant, you know, Indominus Rex Knight kit. It's $180, but you're only going to ever have one of them on the playing field. As where the little tiny, you know, troopers that cost, you know, $3-4, or they give away like candy and stuff like that, those you might have 100 of them on the playing field. So those are gonna be cheaper because they know in the long run you're gonna spend more money buying those. As where you're only ever gonna buy one of the big mechs that you know you can have on the playing field for each faction. So they base it based off how they base their pricing based off of how many of them you're going to potentially buy in the long run. Well, yeah, how they make the kits is different too. It's, I mean, different plastic and everything else, but a lot of their pricing is based off of how many of them you're going to buy. I mean, unless you're talking Forge Weld stuff, and then Forge Weld is a completely different monster in and of itself. Don't get me wrong, though. I like me some Forge Weld stuff. I like Forge Weld. For anyone that doesn't know, Forge Weld is a subsidiary of my Games Workshop. Oh, that is totally not the right piece. I cut off 4, not 5. Good job, you doof. But yeah, Forge Weld is resin cast for Warcraft. Warcraft. Wow. I'm just bombing on this tonight. For Warhammer stuff. Alright, back to Gunpla talk. What do you want? What do you want to talk about? What do we got? What's the next discussion topic? Alright, put the wrong piece aside. Get the right one back in here. Let's see. What's everyone's take on P Bandai releases? Are you okay with them? Are you not okay with them? What's your take on them? I personally, while I do buy them, because it's sometimes it's the only way to get certain kits. Prime example is like the P Bandai Hikashiki Crash that is coming out, or the P Bandai Quibbly Damned. That is the only way to get that variation of the model kit. I don't like that about P Bandai stuff. That's the only way to get some model kits. Now, if they stuck with doing P Bandai where it was like recolors of certain things, like you have the GM Sniper 2 and then you have the P Bandai GM Sniper 2 White Dingo, which is the same kit, different color variation. Sadly, I am okay with doing that because not everyone who does this hobby paints, and that's the glory of Bandai kits, is you don't have to paint them. That's not, it's not required. So I do like that they, okay, people want the different variations and different colorations of them. So I can see those things being P Bandai if they were more readily available. That's the biggest gripe I think everyone has with P Bandai is it's just not readily available to us in the States. Which hopefully with Bandai buying up Bluefin, that changes. But as for having P Bandai for exclusive items, I don't think it's right. I don't like it. I feed into it because I buy those things, but that's the only way to get them, and they are cool. So I must have them. All right, there it is. We have the moon. My name is Gru, and I will steal the moon. Another drink of water. Alrighty. So, I think since we are kind of coming up on time, we got about 20 minutes left. I think I'm just going to truck on with snapping stuff together. I will do, when we start up next time, I'll do the panel lighting. Because basically what I want to do is I want to show how to do the panel lighting with a household item, like the pencil. Show how I would do that for the beginner purposes of it, just because since this is a beginner guide, this is something most people have readily access to. So to show how to do the panel lighting with that, but I think in the long run, I am going to use the panel line accent, just because it'll get better panel lines in the long run. If I decide I'm not going to come back and retouch this kit afterwards, that is. If I am going to come back and retouch it, I'll just do it all in the pencil. So that way, everyone can see how it's done. They can follow along with it if they need be. Yeah, because there is quite a bit of detail in here. So, yeah, it's a very nice little moon shape. All right, put that down. So now, we got it. This is done. And this is done. So how does this thing attach to the backpack? Doesn't say. Okay. Maybe there. I guess I got it the wrong way now too, don't I? Yeah, you know, the Gundam front stuff doesn't really bother me. Like, I get that that's stuff that's exclusive, like, if you're there in Japan. And on top of that, like, people still pick that stuff up. It's never really that hard to find that stuff. It's just, if you could find someone to ship it to you, buy it over there and ship it to you, so... Alrighty, let's see. Now, what else we got? Where do we want to start now? Typically, the way I would do it is after we built the weapons and backpack, like we've done, I would truck on and start at the feet. Feet. Build it from the ground up. So I think that's where we'll start with this. Go to the feet. And that kind of plays into my whole why I do weapons things first too, so I don't get weapon burnout. You know, you start out, if you're, you know, working on the feet, you first start in the kit, you know, you get excited, you're like, alright, I'm going to do a good job with this one, I want to make sure everything's nice and clean. You know, you might skimp out if you get a little burnout towards the top of the thighs, but that's usually hidden by side skirts, so you can be a little bit more forgiving. But then it allows you the last couple things you do is like the head and like the main part, so you still want to make that look good and presentable. The Drake School of Building. Hey man, I did say this. Did say this was gonna be a complete beginner's guide, so. Yes, the this is technically supposed to be the prototype for the funnel system. Yeah. If my understanding is correct, because like the narrative Gundam itself looks like a half-arsed new Gundam. You know what I mean? Speaking of the narrative, funny story. I was watching something on YouTube last night, and commercial popped up. I went and got a drink, came back, sat down, and the commercial was still playing, and I realized it was the first thing that popped up for the commercial was Sunrise Bandai, and so I was like, oh, it must be a commercial for the new narrative or whatever. I sat there for like 25 minutes watching this commercial because it was the first like 25 minutes of the Gundam narrative movie. So spent all that time watching a measly commercial. Alright, starting at the feet. I would sing that song, but it's probably copyrighted and would get me in trouble. So starting here. E. Sound like the fawns there. E. Yeah, sorry, I won't ever do that again. E10. Yeah, you know, I'm just hoping with this whole narrative thing, it finally like puts a breach. Okay, like this is where, you know, the unicorn stuff went. You know, because they had the end of the unicorn series where obviously the unicorn and the banshee are gone, and now they're looking for the phoenix. And hopefully this will solve all the phoenix shit, and then we could just move on from unicorn and anything unicorn related to something better and with different mobile suit designs. That's my hope and my desire for it. I wasn't hating on the fonts. I'm just saying I don't do it well enough to justify ever doing it again. I'm going to move the destructions. Loud flapping noises. Remember, kids, Dirty Llama Modeling does not condone the act of sniffing random things. Right, that one's gone. Oh man, if we could get another like really solid 8th MS team, I would be stoked behind that. That would definitely be well worth it. Well, I mean, Pudjo, you got to think like the last. I mean, okay, obviously they've had like build divers and build fighters and stuff like that. Like has added some variation of mobile suits, which has been nice because they've allowed a lot of redesigns of some of the classic, suits and stuff like that. But the problem is they make most of it in high grades. They don't have a whole lot of master grades of those suits. They have like the Fenance. Alright, man. You have a good night. We will see you next time. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if they had more master grades from those series, I'd be okay with it. But like, all the master grades that have really come out over the last good number of years have all been either Gundam Unicorn variations, or something from the Gundam Unicorn series, or they've been from Double O. And like, I'm not a big fan of Double O. Like, I don't like the mobile suit designs. I don't like the story. I'm just not a fan of it. That being said, I just bought more stuff for my 007 swords. So. Yeah, even if they did something in the same timeline as Unicorn, but it focused on other people, like, how many grunt suits, like, in this big giant war that's going on, like, you're going to tell me that the only people that ever fight is those that are around the Unicorn and, everybody else? Like, there's no other side skirmishes, there's no other colonels or commanders that are worth noting. See, that I would take. Full-fledged Gundam Crossbone series, I'm down. If they want to run with that, if they want to make that a series and run with that for the next 4 years, I'm cool. Like, golden. I'll stop complaining. I'll literally buy all the high grades and the master grades from that series. Like, just... I mean, because all I can think of, if they were to do it, and it ended up being a weird cross between, like, Gundam and One Piece. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other good stories that they make mention of, or you see a little clip it, or like you overhear someone talking in the hallway or something like that. Like, there's information given, but there's just never done anything with it. Yeah, see, Gundam X would be another good one. Like, granted, I do want him to like. So I think Bandai has something kind of special going. With the simple fact of they have build divers right now. Um, so they have build divers and they had build fighters and build fire strike, which is really catered towards the younger generations. And it's a way of getting the younger generations interested in the TV shows, but then it also gets them addicted to the plastic wreck because then they see the people on the show doing it, they want to do it. But so they have that going for them, which is nice, and it brings in new people, it brings in new fans, but it also gives them the opportunity that if they did want to continue doing those series, but yet then do a more serious or like more adult series as well, they could get some. They could go almost back to like a Zeta level worth of darkness on a good series, and there would be a lot of the older people, like myself, that would really be into it. Yes, Lord Hydra, Space Pirate Gundams. The Crossbone series, which is currently only in manga form, is all influenced by space pirates. As you can tell, the Gundams' names are Crossbone, and they all have skulls and pirate-looking weapons. Actually, here, 1 second. Space pirate. There you go. That's a crossbone. That's my space pirate right there. He even got the flintlock. He's got the nice shield there. Yeah. Sorry, chance to show off my space pirate. I love that little kid. The thing is awesome. You know, Pojo, you're right. Like, hell, I think they could probably even like manage to sneak in a Johnny Ridden file into like, Gundam Wing. And he'd be like, oh yeah, he was in the Oz database. Like they could add him in anywhere. All right, Argus. Thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up doing these little featsy bits, and I think I'm gonna call it a night. It's almost 11 o'clock. But no, we had a good night. We had 11 viewers at max, which that is way more than I was expecting for my first night into this. It went pretty smooth, I think. There was obviously a little bit of issues with the video quality at the beginning, but I think I got that figured out. So going forward, that hopefully shouldn't be too much of an issue. Oh yeah, Commander, you're right. I mean, it's with Ridden. I mean, if you did anything based off his storyline, like there's so much potential for content, and just stuff they could do with it. The problem is that bringing in that series doesn't. I mean, they get away with doing a lot of P Bandai color variations, but it doesn't bring them like whole new mobile suit designs. It's where if they were to do like an entire new story arc or new, add on to the Universal Century, onto the end of it even instead of keeping adding on to the beginning, they could really do some fun stuff with some cool designs. Oh, Pojo, that would be amazing. Yeah, see, I defeated, 50 Federation officers all by myself, No, no, no. See what happened? You weren't there. Ridden was in the corner, crying, screaming for mommy and cupcakes. Alrighty then. So we got our big pile of nubs there. Look at that one. That's a big one. Got a big pile of nubs there. Scoot those off to the side. Clean off the rest of the mat here. I realize my mat is crooked. It's bugging me. Oh man. Famous. I was kind of disappointed that that's a mobile game thing. But alrighty, guys, we did awesome tonight. Great turnout for the first stream. We got the moon done. This thing being not straight is bothering me. I'm going to fix that for next time. But anyways, then we got the backpack, and we have the axe. Give me a second. Let me find the... It's here somewhere. Can't call the axe completed. I don't have the sweet half wannabe weird Sazabi beam effect. Remember, kids, safety. Alright. Beam handle. Beam effect. If I can get it on there. Alright, something's not fitting. I'm doing it wrong. When it almost fails with Bandai kits, if it won't fit, it's your fault. There we go. Alright, there we go. See? Half Sazabi beam effect. Alright, folks. I appreciate we got that done. We got the backpack. We got the gun. Good first start. Like I said, we will be back next Sunday, the 27th, at 8 p.m. CST. Same time, same place. Hopefully with a mat that is not crooked. But yeah, I appreciate every single one of you coming out tonight, hanging out, having a good time. Hope you will all come back next time. Bring a friend. Tell somebody about it. Even if it's so much as going, hey, this dude is weird and ridiculous. You gotta come see him make a fool of himself. Get him in here. Let's get her done. Alright, boys and girls. I appreciate it. You all have a good night. Everybody stay safe. And build on, boys and girls.